Hi, my name is Sophie Guillas, and I'm going to be reading a part of my story, Hometown Cooking Cooked. April 24th, 22. So it's like those ink blot tests. Nothing that psychological, it's just a place to start. She's chewing, I can hear it. I think it's tortilla chips? I hold the phone away from my ear for a second and then lean back in. You think kids are these free spirits, but they're as terrified to start with a blank canvas as any seasoned artist. Or a shack. What? Never mind. I switch my phone to the other hand, shoving my fingers in my pocket away from the cold spring rain. Why the symmetry then? If it's just about the blank canvas, couldn't you slap some paint on it and go? I mean, sure, but what's a slap of paint, really? Is anyone going to latch on to that in a meaningful way? The symmetry makes it easier for them. It clarifies things. Who's getting psychological now? I can hear the quick exhale of air and almost laugh. I start speeding up, knowing she has to go soon. Does the mirror clarify things, or does it just show the flaws, where the other side won't quite match? Now you see what I'm going for, you're thinking. You're ready for grade 3 art class. Mom will be so proud. Totally. I've lost her. I have to go soon. I'll call you next week, okay, girlie? Okay. Goodbye, Beth. I flicked the phone shut with a satisfying snap. The call was timed perfectly, leaving me on the steps of the small indie bookstore. It was never really about novelty, trolling the shelves of used bookstores, running my fingers over the spiral binding and rough-worn edges of cookbooks. My eyes glaze over the professionally published ones. If I see a celebrity on the cover, I walk the other way. No. It's always been the local cookbooks, the ones with bad food poetry in the pretext, the ones with contributors listed before every recipe, women with matching last names so tangled up you could create a family tree in the margins. I despise novelty. I'm really on the hunt for the best banana bread recipe. I've spent the last 11 years negotiating fractions of measurements. Butter, baking soda, salt, sugar, ripe bananas, green bananas? I know it was wrong when I did it, but I had to try. It's good. It's gone so far beyond baking now. I'm a scientist, and I need more. The bookstore is like any other, empty, dusty, with worn armchairs punctuating every aisle. The man at the front counter peers at me over his worn copy of The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and I wink at him. He's my accomplice today. He looks down again, and I let my eyes pass over musty shelves, a few shiny spines standing out against their worn and graying neighbors. I don't linger. I have no use for novels. I turn a corner, and there's a round security mirror mounted high on the wall that lets me peek around the shelves on the other side. The bookstore is like any other, but the reflection clarifies it, showing me every detail, every deviation from the norm. I find the nonfiction section tucked in the back. There's something delicious about how bookstores choose to organize their stock. Nonfiction always gets the short end of the stick. All the informational bits and bobs stuffed together, histories and biographies, quilting manuals, self-help, and then the cookbooks, always on the bottom shelf. And then home here, sitting cross-legged next to the low shelf. The section sits just below the metaphysical section, and I wonder if over the years some snatches of mystical power settled on the recipes below like dust. I close my eyes and let my fingers drift over the spines, past the smooth, perfect edges, looking for the spiral binding, like my grandma's old cookbook. All the best recipes are spiral bound. It's not that I was partial to her cooking. If she was perfect, I wouldn't be here. My fingers snag on an ill-fitting binding, the plastic spiral just starting to come loose from the top of the page, and I open my eyes, pulling it from the shelf. Perfect. The yellow cover is uniformly worn, not torn, but well-loved. The title reads, Hometown Cooking, St. Justice Township, and I'm sold. I don't even open the first page in the store. There will be time for that later. Thank you.